Hey, this installment video, we're going to be talking about race day, specifically how to seed yourself for the swim start. Because typically nowadays, most Ironman races, 70.3 in full, 140.6 distances, are going with rolling starts. And what they do for rolling starts is they've got the swim start, but now they have gates at the front, and they allow about 3 to 4 people to go every 5 seconds. There's a little beeper or someone that says go. So 3 to 4 people every couple, 4 to 5 seconds are going into the water. So it's not the mass starts you used to. It used to do the rolling starts just kind of funnel you in and just the crowd goes through. But now they're intentionally kind of spacing everybody out because they're trying to avoid contact, confusion, the chaos, and the potential of people, freaking out in the water and just even worst case scenario, someone getting overstressed and having a problem in the water or a medical condition. So you will need to seed yourself according to the best, most approximate swim time. So they'll have people usually with flags at 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Don't get too early thinking you're going to save time, because you get the same amount of time for the cutoff. If you get to a point where you're past your allotment of time to get the swim done, then you're done. So getting in earlier doesn't get you more time. It just gets you in a situation where if you're too slow, you're going to get swam over, and if you're too fast, you're going to swim over people. But don't go in too early thinking you're going to get more time. Base it on your closest swim time possible. So don't underestimate to avoid swimming through traffic. So if you're a faster swimmer and you're just kind of piddle farting around, you need to pay attention. As soon as they start lining up, if you want to be in the front and you're a good swimmer, be in the front, because you're going to be swimming through traffic and it's not going to be very much fun, because you're going to lose efficiency having to get around people, over people, under people, whatever you need to do. But typically, like I said, they spread you out 3 to 4 swimmers every 5 seconds, so it's just kind of a constant flow of people in the water, but you should have a little bit of space to work with, and it shouldn't be as much contact as typical before with just the mass swim starts. So still some contact, but it is not nearly as chaotic. If you're right on the cusp of times, if they got, sometimes they'll group you and stop and send a group, and then they'll send the next group. So if you're kind of at the end, I would either go to the end of the fastest group or the start of the slowest group. So if everybody's a little bit faster than you, you shouldn't have much problem running into people. If you're faster in the slower group, then you should be out front and shouldn't have a problem. So, but you also got to be careful. If you're too fast, you catch the group behind or in front of you. So make sure you're seating yourself in the right group. Like I said, if the cutoff is like 30 minutes and you think, well, I think I'm going to give about 31 minutes. So either put yourself at the back of the group in front of you or at the front of the 30-minute group. So that way you can kind of put yourself in the right spot and the best position to be successful without swimming over people, getting swam over, having to dodge and weave people. But the key is, just be smart about it. If you're fast, pay attention. As soon as they start lining up, that front of the line gets full fast, because there are some people that just want to get out there as soon as possible and have the most amount of time out there to be able to do the swim, just because they may be a slower swimmer and they just want more time to not be behind everybody else. It's just I think it's a common human condition of, the fear of missing out or being behind or being late. So if you're a faster swimmer, pay attention, because they line up fast. They're not going to be checking you. They're not going to ask you. But when you're in there, line up, get ready, be ready. As soon as they start lining up, as soon as they open the gates, and you're a faster swimmer. If you're a slower swimmer, like I said, in worst case, if you still fear running into people or whatever, you can always swim wide and just be on the outside the entire time. You add a little bit more distance, but it gives you a little bit more cushion, less people to deal with. Even if you're a faster swimmer and you're going in the back of the group, you find yourself caught, you can swim to the outside of the group, wherever, clockwise, counterclockwise, and just be in a good condition. But the key is, it's going to be a swim seating, and they're going to, like I said, pretty much every event I did in 2019, this is 2020 now, it's been a rolling start, and they've had a gate system set up to where it funnels the crowd down into 4 to 5 lanes, and then every 4 to 5 seconds it's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. So as soon as you get up, 3 to 4 people have your goggles down, have everything ready to go, because they don't want you sitting there clogging up the lines. It should be a smooth process. Gets everybody in the water pretty quick, and it's not really that big of a deal. But especially the full Ironman races, make sure you know your time. Make sure you know where you should be seating yourself, because the last thing you want to do, go up to the front, because most swimmers are not going to be very forgiving. So if you're slow and you're in front of them, they're just going to swim you over, and it's not going to be very fun. So make sure you're seating yourself right. So especially like races coming up, Des Moines 70.3, Traverse City 70.3, Tulsa Ironman. Those races coming up, Ironman Texas, those are going to go probably to the seating start, so it's going to be a condition like this. It used to be Ironman Texas would have you out in the little lake there, and then they swing you off to the mass start, and now it's coming on off the boat ramp, and they're sending you in time. So make sure you know how the swim season is going to go. Go to the athlete briefings and know for sure. Seed yourself right, seed yourself right, seed yourself right. That is going to be the key. Make sure you put yourself in the right position to not get swum over or swim over people. Any questions, as always, let me know, and I'll give you my thoughts. Thanks.